got scammed on eBay. I moved way too quick. I was looking for a Gibson SG, a really inexpensive Gibson SG, so I decided to go with a tribute for something that I could do an article on buying it and then, doing all of the setup work on a video here on my channel. It met all the requirements. I have actually bought, to be fair, a Gibson SG tribute model for around this price. And this guy was close to me, so it wouldn't take forever to get here. And, the shipping was reasonable and it was basically brand new. I don't know why, but I didn't seem to smell that this was too good to be true. And I went ahead and pulled the trigger. I was actually looking at a lot of guitars at the same time. And I just wasn't taking my time and paying attention to the details. If you like this video, click like, subscribe, and notify. Panic sets in. I hate it when you're going to sleep and then you suddenly realize there's something you missed. And this is what went through my head. The person had zero feedback. I hadn't noticed it. I hadn't paid attention. And I went ahead and went to my computer and fired off this email. I didn't want to be an ass if I was wrong, so I basically said, look, I'm sorry for asking, but I did not see that you had never sold or purchased anything on eBay before. Rule of thumb, I normally shy away from a low price and no feedback activity. I'm really going to get a guitar right. And I didn't hear from the guy after a day or so. So then I sent another message a few days later. I'd like you to respond and let me know that you're actually a valid seller and I'll actually get the product I paid for. If you do not, I'll move forward with asking eBay to step in because of potential fraudulent activity on eBay. This is a simple request. Hope? I was totally amazed then that I finally, a few days later, get an email saying that something that had been shipped to me. I thought maybe this guy's new on eBay. He doesn't really understand that you're supposed to actually, talk to people that buy stuff from you, and that he really is shipping me a guitar. Always eBay requires that guitars be sent with an adult signature on the receiving side. And so I made sure that I was here. And so the mail lady walks up to my house. And I asked her, I said, do you have a guitar for me, a large box? And she said, no, I don't. And then I thought, well, what did this guy send me, So I asked her, because it was sent priority mail, do you have something for me in priority mail? And she said, no, I don't. I just have the mail that I'm handing you now. And then probably about 10-15 minutes later, I got notification from eBay that the guitar had been delivered. This is when I was absolutely sure that I had been scammed. And I will be honest, there were a lot of colorful expletives coming out of my mouth at this point. I was pretty goddamn pissed, excuse my language. And I went ahead and filed a complaint with eBay. So a few things that you need to know about eBay is, one, you can't file a complaint until something actually doesn't happen or happens. You can't just file a complaint because you suspect something. So I couldn't actually do anything with them, with their system. They don't allow for it until I actually didn't get the guitar. Even when I did file a complaint, the sudden realism came to me that this guy was pretty damn smart. And what he had set up was he had actually sent something to some address in my zip code. It was probably an envelope. It showed that it was delivered to me, though, and that it was making me look like I was the scammer to eBay. And eBay continuously kept on holding things off and kept on making me look around my house and contact USPS and do all these different things before they would actually really take this as a serious thing. So after the required period of time, after me filing the complaint, I think it was 5 business days, they had tried to contact the seller. I had tried to contact the seller, and not to my surprise, the seller wasn't being responsive to anybody. So they were basically saying that They were asking him for information to provide that he had actually sent the guitar to me and had actually sent something requiring a signature. And also, too, something key that I wanted was what was the weight of the item that the person had sent. Same guitar. So I started looking for a replacement Gibson to order because I still wanted to do the article. And lo and behold, I found the same exact guitar, different pictures, but it was a very similar named seller with zero feedback in Fresno, California. And then when I inquired, both of the users' profiles had been created on February 22nd. I also started to notice patterns in how the person was posting, and it was in the pricing and the total pricing. If you calculated the price plus the shipping, that it was below a specific dollar figure, and which also showed me that, this was obvious fraud. The pattern that I discovered was that most states don't consider anything in the excess of $900 to $950 to be a felony. So if you look at the pictures, the first picture is from the guitar that I bought, and there's this music store certificate in the picture that you can see. And the second, you can see the same exact certificate. And when I pulled them out of the photos and oriented them and looked at them side by side, they were exactly the same. Also, the boxes were the same. They had the staples exactly in the same places. The two were the same. So this is the seller who sold me my guitar. You can see that his profile was created on February 22nd. He's in Fresno. The second also was created on February 22nd and is also in Fresno. And both of the names, usernames, are very, very close and similar. eBay steps in. So eBay did find in my favor. It took quite a while, several weeks. And then basically because the person never responded and never argued their point, eBay finally came to the conclusion that this person was a fraudulent seller, like I had been saying all along. Even with all the information that I had presented to them, it was really strange getting them to understand and believe what I was showing them. In the end, it was just my opinion, but I kind of get the impression that eBay really didn't care about stopping these people from posting this way. They say they do, but the thing is this person with this SG is still out there live right now, even though I've showed this to eBay, and they haven't pulled it down. They're still out there. So then I started to find other guitars that this person was posting, like this Fender Stratocaster, which is also a fairly good price. And then it showed that it had ended. And I gotta tell you, my heart sunk because I was really worried that someone had purchased this and was going to go through the same thing that I had. But I actually discovered and found out that somehow the auction was, or the sale was ended in the listing, but it actually wasn't sold. So I don't know what happened. I don't know if eBay stepped in. I don't know if the person took it down. I don't know what happened, but I'm just glad that someone else didn't buy it. But I got to tell you that Gibson SG, it's still out there. It's live. It's posted. And there's quite a few watchers. The last time I checked, there were almost 20 of them. So my final thoughts on this are, does it deter me from buying on eBay? No. I mean, I've been buying on eBay for over 20 years. And this is the first time I've actually been ripped off. But it makes me now be really, really cautious and careful and pay attention to what's going on. And I thought it was kind of an important thing to do, to show you all what's out there and what happens to you. And you can't reliably trust that eBay is going to refund your money. You have some amazingly unscrupulous and intelligent people out there that are stealing your money, not giving you what you paid for, and like in this case, actually shipped something supposedly to me, but I never actually got something. My guess is that the person actually printed out the envelope with the tracking or the label, crossed out my address, and then wrote in a new address. So it went to an address within my zip code, but the tracking number was actually tied to my address. That's amazing to me that somebody actually thought that through. All I can say is pay attention, buy from good known sellers, And if it's too good to be true, it probably is. Thank you for watching Guitar Collector Guy. Really appreciate you being here. Hope you come back and watch more. If you like this video, click like, subscribe, and notify.